The sun came in through the stained glass windows of St. Patrick's Cathedral and lit up the marble floor with a rainbow of colors. As guests whispered to each other, their eyes were fixed on the grand entry. The air was filled with excitement. It was finally here. Travis Kelce, the charming tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Taylor Swift, the pop star whose music had touched millions of people, were about to get married. Among the excited people there, Taylor Swift's dad, Scott Swift, gave off a quiet calm. He had always looked out for his daughter, and today was no different. He couldn't help but think about the day Travis had asked Taylor to marry him as he played with his tie in the mirror of a gold-plated candlestick. At first, Scott wasn't sure because he knew that famous relationships were closely watched, but Travis's sincerity and love for Taylor won him over. As the organ music got louder, it was time for the bride to come in. All eyes were on the aisle as Taylor, who was wearing a beautiful Vera Wang dress that was made just for her, walked toward her groom. Travis beaming, his heart full of love for the woman who had won his heart. As the service went on, the guests were mesmerized by the couple's moving vows. Taylor talked about Travis's constant support and how much happiness he brought into her life. Travis, on the other hand, said nice things about Taylor's creativity and how she made him a better person. Just as the priest was about to say that they were married, Scott Swift stepped forward. His face showed that he was feeling a lot of different things. As he raised his hand to ask for silence, the crowd fell silent. Scott started, "I need to say something," but his voice was barely audible. "It pains me to do this on such a joyous occasion, but I cannot let this wedding proceed under false pretenses." The guests gasped and looked around with wide eyes in shock. Her heart was beating fast as Taylor looked at her dad. Travis reached out and took her hand, reassuring her in silence. He took a deep breath and got ready for the big news he was about to give. "Travis Kelce is not who he says he is," he said, his voice now strong and clear. The church shook with a collective gasp. As Scott spoke, the air shook with anxiety. His words were poisonous. "I have found proof that Travis Kelce is not at all a professional football player. His real name is not who he says it is, and he has been using his fake name to get rich and famous." There was a clamor of whispers and shouts from the guests. Taylor's face turned pale, and tears started to form in her eyes. Travis lost his cool and stared at Scott with a confused and angry look on his face. As chaos broke out, the cathedral doors flew open, showing a group of big men in suits. They quickly caught Travis and dragged him out of the church while he argued that he wasn't guilty. Taylor broke down in her dad's arms, her wedding plans over. As tears ran down his face, Scott held her close and whispered words of comfort to her. He had always known that fame and money came with risks, but he never thought it would get this bad. As soon as the shocking news came out, the media went crazy. The story of Travis Kelce's alleged lie made news all over the world. Taylor Swift pulled away from the public eye because she felt hurt and cheated. She turned to her music and the love of her family and friends to feel better. Travis Kelce's real name is still a mystery, and there are many theories and rumors about it. Some people think he is the target of a campaign of lies, while others say he is just a con artist who got caught. In the history of famous weddings, that terrible day will always be remembered as a lesson in love, betrayal, and the bad side of fame. As the wedding date for Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got closer, the air was filled with excitement. Fans all over the world were buzzing with excitement as they eagerly waited for the NFL star and the pop star to get married. But while everyone was getting ready to party, a big surprise was about to happen. When it came to his daughter Taylor's happiness, her father, Scott Swift, had always been a mysterious figure. He was about to break his silence, though, in the strangest way. During an interview with a local news station that seemed innocent, Scott said something shocking. Scott began with pride in his voice, "I couldn't be happier for Taylor and Travis. They were meant to be together. But you all need to know something." The interviewer leaned in because they thought they had a big scoop. Scott stopped, and he looked at her with a sly grin. "The wedding date isn't what you think it is," Scott said next, leaving a tense melody in the air. "It's actually been moved up by a month." The newscaster let out a gasp, and her eyes grew big with shock. The world was shocked when Scott Swift, the dad who was usually quiet, dropped this news live on TV. Fans quickly tried to figure out what this sudden change meant on the internet, which was full of rumors. Was there a reason behind the quick wedding that no one knew about? Travis and Taylor might have chosen to run away. Or was there something scarier going on below the surface? As the days went on, there was a lot of talk about Travis and Taylor, but they wouldn't confirm or reject the rumors. Their quiet made things worse, and fans were desperate for answers. The wedding day finally came, and everyone held their breath. The event was private and took place in a place where no one from the media could see. A small group of people were asked, and the event's details were kept secret. There was one thing that was certain, though: Travis and Taylor loved each other. As they said their vows, their eyes lit up with joy and their smiles gave off pure happiness. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's love story will go down in history, but no one will ever know the real reason for the quick wedding. Every magnolia flower in Nashville was sharing secrets about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's upcoming wedding. The air was thick with excitement. But behind the pastel-colored smile of happiness before the wedding, a storm was building in the Swift family. The date was set. A cool October day was picked to represent how quickly they fell in love. The site was a closely guarded secret. It was said to be a beautiful estate in the middle of New England. But the biggest secret wasn't where or when it happened. It was a shocking fact that could have ruined the whole plan. Scott Swift, Taylor's usually calm father, dropped the bomb during a rehearsal dinner that seemed harmless. He raised a glass to toast the couple and started to speak, but his voice was a little shaky. He began, to Taylor and Travis, his eyes flickering with a wide range of feelings. "May your love be as strong and long-lasting as the bond between a father and a child." There was no more clink of silverware against china in the room. Instead, there was a symphony of confused muttering. Scott looked at his daughter again and said, "May the bond never be broken, even when secrets are revealed. Secrets that may make you question everything you thought you knew." Taylor's heart pounded, and her eyes grew big as she looked at Travis in fear. Scott's words hung heavy in the air, full of meanings that were not said. The rehearsal dinner turned into a mess as people whispered rumors. A family secret caused the carefully planned event to fall apart. The days went by quickly, with frantic phone calls, quiet talks, and emotional arguments. The wedding was pushed back and the date was crossed off the calendar while the Swifts dealt with the secret truth that could have destroyed their lives. It got really crazy in the media, with tabloids full of shocking stories about cheating, secrets, and embarrassing discoveries. But the truth was much more complicated. It was a story about love, betrayal, and how strong family is over time. Someone made a toast, and then the unimaginable truth came out. This story would change the lives of Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, and the Swift family forever. The secret specifics are still a mystery, like a puzzle that needs to be solved. One thing is for sure, though: the wedding between Kelce and Swift will never be the same. It turned into a story about strength, love, and secrets being told. It shows how a family can stick together through a storm. As everyone waits with bated breath, one question stays: what secret could be so powerful that it could ruin a fairy tale wedding and change the lives of two loves who are meant to be together but can't be?